Hi, I'm Charlie from CookingSecretsForMen.com. So it's the beginning of a new year, 2023, and we're going to continue with our series, Cooking with Community Leaders. And I'm very pleased that our first guest of the new year is the Mayor of Milwaukee, Mayor Cavalier Johnson. So Mayor, thank you for coming. Appreciate you showing up. So I wanted to talk a little bit about your background. You're a Milwaukee native, proud graduate of Bayview High School.
Yes, sir.
Got your undergrad at Madison, UW-Madison.
I did.
Talk about how your early years, your formative years, drove you or moved you in the direction of public service.
Sure. It really all started in 2001. In 2001, two things happened. I was already going to go to Bayview High School. That was already set. Then earlier in the year, I had the opportunity to be recruited into a pre-college program for low-income students in Milwaukee Public Schools called Sponsor a Scholar. That was run by the YMCA of Metropolitan Milwaukee. The goal of the program, actually there were two goals of the program. One was to get those kids off to college, be the first person in their family, first generation to go to college. The other was to get those young people involved in public service and giving back. And I really fell in love with the public service aspect, waking up on the weekends, even as a teenager, going to pack food for the homeless, feeding folks at Easter seals, all this sort of stuff, helping seniors to rake leaves and shovel snow. Really fell in love with it. And then later on that same year, 9/11 happened. And I watched President Bush at the time go to the World Trade Center and try to bring folks together during that trying time for our country. And it was at that point the light bulb just kind of went off in my head, and I said, I could marry the public service that I fell in love with doing at the Y with government, and I could have a career where I wake up and serve people every day, and that's why I'm here now.
Well, we're certainly happy that you are. So you first called my attention about a year ago, and Stephen A. Smith was on ESPN railing against Milwaukee, he didn't want the Bucks to win because he'd have to come to Milwaukee, and Stephen A. is somewhat bombastic, as you know, but you took him on. You went on and said, hey, Milwaukee's a great city, come visit. So I'm assuming you got a lot of kudos and pats on the back for that.
Yeah, we did. And at the end of the day, before it's all said and done, I'm sure Stephen A. and I are going to be the best of friends. And look, Stephen A. has come out and said, hey, he's got a lot of friends in Milwaukee. He appreciates Milwaukee. He's been here a number of times. I encourage him to continue to visit Milwaukee. As a matter of fact, even beyond my own encouragement, I think the Bucks, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the talented team that they have will require him to make more visits to Milwaukee in the future. And that's good for the city. It's good for ESPN. It's good for our sports fans here in this great city.
So you have moved from being an alderman to the president of the Common Council to the mayor. What are the differences you see in being an alderman and then moving through to being over top and then now the mayor?
Sure. As an alderman, you've got your own aldermanic district. You're basically a district mayor, a district manager for your aldermanic district, making sure that city services are delivered to your constituents. And I took that role and responsibility very seriously for the 40,000 or so constituents that I had in the second aldermanic district. When you run and you are elected city council president, it's your responsibility to work to shepherd large things through the council, building coalitions in order to make sure that we're able to move things forward. And that's exactly what I did as president. The couture that's rising out of the ground right now, that's a direct result of my leadership as council president, because otherwise it was not going to happen. The fact that Milwaukee Tool is putting the finishing touches on their building downtown Milwaukee, adding roughly 2,000 high-paying family-supporting jobs, that was a direct result of my leadership as city council president. If I were not there, that would not have happened. And then as mayor, it's kind of like council president, but on steroids, right? You've got not just one district to worry about. You've got all 15 districts to worry about. But you also have to manage this large bureaucracy and make deliveries for the people here in the city. So when you think about some of the things that have happened since I've been mayor, just a few. You look at this huge investment, $50 million in downtown Milwaukee with the FPC Live development that's happening. Pfizer, its global headquarters, and they could have gone anywhere in the world. Their global headquarters is here in Milwaukee, and that's because me and my administration worked very diligently, very hard in order to make sure that that was the case. So there are things like that. The RNC obviously is something that we worked really hard to get, and we're working diligently every single day in order to work with the state to get more revenues to the city of Milwaukee to face our challenges.
So you did mention some of the issues that come up within the administration. I know some of your priorities include public safety and the looming fiscal cliff that the city faces. So talk briefly about how we're trying to address those and how we get through them.
Sure. Public safety is this huge issue that affects every single community, every single neighborhood in Milwaukee, and even communities outside of Milwaukee. It's really a statewide issue. What happens here has a statewide impact. I get that. I understand that. I take that very seriously. And public safety is one of those issues that stretches out beyond just the borders of Milwaukee too. And so I've worked very diligently and have said that public safety is one of those #1 challenges that we want to work to make sure we address. So when you look at my time as a principal leader in city government, including as council president, we worked to get a federal cops hiring grant in 2020 when there was all this unrest that was happening, not just here in Milwaukee, but across the country and really across the world after the murder of George Floyd. But I understand that public safety is important and constituents want to see that. And so we worked to get a federal cops hiring grant. It was defeated by the Common Council. I worked to bring that cops grant back and got it passed. Since I've been mayor, my first executive budget puts $20 million more into the Milwaukee Police Department. I went to Washington, D.C. several months ago, and I worked with members of Congress from the Wisconsin delegation, both Republicans and Democrats, in order to get more resources back in another federal cops grant. When I came into office, the first thing I did was declare reckless driving a public safety crisis, and my administration, particularly in the Department of Public Works, have been working to make sure that we have obstructions in the roadway, pinned on curb extensions. We're adding bike lanes and actual protected bike lanes to mitigate reckless driving behaviors on the ground in Milwaukee. It's something that I take very seriously, but I understand as well here too that Milwaukee is limited in our ability to raise revenue. Right. And so I need the state's partnership in order to meet these public safety challenges. And so I've been to Madison a number of times, meeting with Speaker Voss, meeting with the governor. In fact, I was in Madison just twice this week, having conversations with legislators about how do we bring more revenues back to local governments so that we can make these critical investments that, quite frankly, my constituents here in the city of Milwaukee want to see. They want to be safe, just like anybody else. That the business community, and we've got some of the most iconic businesses in the state of Wisconsin, right here in the city of Milwaukee, they want to see those sort of investments as well. The commuters who come in each and every single day from the surrounding counties, the WOW counties, Washington, Ozaukee, and Washington counties, they want to see these sort of investments as well. And by the way, Milwaukee, we were talking about the RNC a little bit ago, Milwaukee is home to about 20 to 25% of all tourism in the state of Wisconsin. They come here, right? And so whether you're a constituent, whether you're a commuter, whether you're in the business community, whether you're a tourist to Milwaukee and to Wisconsin, folks want and deserve these public services, and I want to give it to them. But I need the state's help.
Absolutely. So, your day job is mayor, but you do have a family. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your family?
Yeah, I do have a family. I always tell folks, it's sun up to sundown for me because I've got a very active family at home. My wife is incredible. She does things that I could never do physically. Like she's an exercise instructor with the YMCA as well as with the WAC. Kickboxing, yoga, Zumba, cardio funk, like all these things. I could never do it. She's just incredible. And then we got 3 kids, a 12-year-old son named Oliver, who's in 7th grade, and we've got 4-year-old twins named Madison and Bella, who are in K4 right now. And so I'm responsible for getting the kids up in the morning. Dominique, of course, comes and helps to make sure the girls are dressed. Then I got the responsibility to take them to school every single day before I get into the mayor's office. So it's busy from literally sun up to sundown.
Understood. So what I was thinking we could do today, is I was in a very similar situation. My wife had a very high-powered job, and I had the flexibility to deal with my kids, and I had two boys who now are late 20s. And one of the things that they used to do early on was say, "Dad, let's go to McDonald's. Dad, let's go to McDonald's." And I go, you know, if you go 2 or 3 times, I'm not sure what we're doing. So finally I said, well, I can make these stupid sandwiches. So how about if I show you how I used to make for my boys when they were younger, a Copycat McDonald's egg and cheese sandwich and sausage egg biscuit.
That sounds great. Useful for the kids, probably also useful for me.
Yeah, it's very simple. I'll show you a few tricks that I learned along the way as I was making these things, and then we'll sit down and eat them. And maybe we'll have a special guest that'll join us to help eat them.
Sounds great to
All
me.
right.
Let's
so
do it.
give us a chance to set up. We'll be back, and we'll show you how we make these. Mr. Mayor, I don't want you to get your nice clothes all dirty, so I'm gonna give you one of our aprons to put on.
All right.
I don't know if you have to declare that as a gift, but we'll deal with it if that's so. What we're going to do is put some biscuits in the oven. Oven is preheated to 375. Let's grab 2 biscuits out of the bag there. You should spray it because they stick slightly. So we're going to spray pan, cooking spray. We'll put 2 biscuits on. These will puff up nice and brown. We'll put these in our oven about 20 to 22 minutes.
All right.
So while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and start on the sausage. So we're going to make a sausage and egg biscuit, and we're going to make a egg and cheese biscuit. Let's grab the sausage over there.
Sausages in hand.
We'll turn on the front burner. All right, let that heat a little bit. So one thing we were talking about, that the shape of the sausage, the shape of the biscuit, and the shape of the eggs are all nice and round. They all fit on top of each other. And that's one of the convenient things about trying to make this at home. You don't have to really do a lot. So why don't you go ahead and put a little in one of those sausages. So we're going to put that in. Right in the middle, yep. You want to do both, a sausage egg, or you want to do an egg and cheese? Let's do it egg and cheese, just so you see both. So that's going to be on there. While that's cooking, we're going to get the eggs organized, and we'll flip the sausage. It doesn't take that long, and we'll be right back. All right, so the mayor's going to flip the sausage over. There you go. Oh, nice and brown. Look at that. All right, so the sausage is doing nice. So now we're going to move over and do the eggs. And the egg is, just put there. So simple. It's 1 minute in the microwave. I'll do one, and you can do the other one. All right. So I'm a pro, so I don't need to one-handed. So just crack it on the edge, and it'll open up, and then we're going to beat that. So why don't you take it, and you use 2 hands.
I'm going to use 2 hands as to try to not get any shells in the...
Right. There we go.
Voila.
All right, take that. And use your fork and give a nice little beat through. There you go.
It's a nice whisk right there.
There you go. Yeah. And you do the other one. So these will go one at a time, because it's one of the things about cooking with a microwave, the more stuff you put in, the longer it takes. So if you do one at a time, it'll take just 1 minute, and they'll puff up very nicely. All right. All right, so we're going to head and put the 1 egg into the microwave. Why don't you go stick one down in there? Right in there. And we'll turn it for 1 minute.
1 minute.
All right. So we'll show you what it looks like. All right. So the microwave's finished. So pull that out. It might be hot. Give us like a shot of that.
Look at that.
Perfect.
Perfectly round.
So let's do one more. Do the other one. All right. All right. So we took the sausage off. It's ready. So we're going to make 1 sausage biscuit. And Mr. Mayor, you were talking about tools.
Yeah, I was saying the refrigerators that you have here are Perlick brand, and Perlick is a Milwaukee company. I just had the opportunity to visit them a couple of weeks ago. Over on the northwest side, they make a ton of refrigeration tools that are used in bars and restaurants all across the country. It's great.
So remember that, by Milwaukee. So the other one is out of the oven.
There we go.
So we've got 2 eggs, and there's the cheese. So we'll be ready in just a minute to put this together. We're waiting for the biscuit to finish. All right, so we're gonna pull out of the oven the biscuits.
There they are.
All right, so that's hot, obviously. So we're going to try to put these together now. So I'll let you do the honors here.
Okay.
So get you a knife. So if you've ever wondered what these serrated knives are for, these are bread knives. So we're gonna cut these out in half to open them up. That is hot. Whew. I'll let you here. It's hot.
Do that one.
There we go.
Yeah.
You did better than me. All right, so
I learned from it.
what we do now is on the bottom, we'll put the egg on the bottom of each. So all right, let's grab that egg and put it on the bottom. All righty.
Yeah. There.
And here's a sausage. You can put on one. Right on top. All right, and grab a piece of cheese for the other one. I was a bad sous chef. I should have opened up the cheese for you. And so the cheese will melt because of the heat of the biscuit. Now on this, will you put it on both? Oh, cheese family. Well, let's, special guest, you want cheese on your sausage biscuit? Oh, he wants it on both, okay.
Yeah,
So the special guest says both.
We like the cheese.
All right, and then just top that. There we go. And top that one. All right. So here are the 2 biscuits that we've made. One's a sausage egg biscuit, one's an egg and cheese biscuit. So we're going to move over to the eating table, and we're going to test them with our special guest taster. All right, so we're back, and here's our special guest. This is the mayor's son, Oliver, who we spoke of earlier. So Oliver is going to be our taste tester. So Oliver, one of the reasons we made these is for you guys to eat in the morning. So we need an honest opinion on whether they're good enough. All right. If not, we have to go back and make more. All right. So let's give it a taste and see what you think. So Oliver has the sausage, egg, and cheese.
Dad, are you in the kitchen?
So you like that, huh?
Yeah. Oh, it's really good. Got like the perfect balance of cheese, egg, and
I got a food critic.
I see.
I just love it.
Well, that's
So
great.
Dad?
So you'd eat these? Do
Oh yeah.
you want to try the egg and cheese, or are you a sausage guy?
I'm a really big sausage guy.
All right, well, let your dad have the. So,
All right.
so let me. This is our egg and cheese, and the sausage, which Oliver's had a bite out of, is yummy. So, I want to, Mr. Mayor, I want to thank you very much for coming by.
Hey,
appreciate
thank you
it very
for
much.
having us, yeah.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Hopefully, this is something that you can replicate at home, or Oliver can make at home for you, however it works out. So, Oliver, thank you for coming out too.
Thank you.
Not a problem. So, thank you all very much for appreciate it. Thank you to the audience out there. For all of you, watching on YouTube, please subscribe, like our videos. We appreciate it. Our next installment will be Joanne Anton of the Herb Cole Philanthropies coming in to cook. I would guess something Greek. She's a fabulous cook. And watch the mayor next time he's arguing with Stephen A. Smith on ESPN. But until next time, thanks for watching.